Yes. In the first lesson of this chapter, we're learning about some rules for how you know whether or not a number is divisible by another number. These are called divisibility rules, or rules of divisibility, or being able to find numbers that go into another number. So, the most basic example is the rule for 2. How do you know if a number is divisible by 2? Shania?
If it's even.
If it's even. So how do you know if it's even?
Because it should end in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0.
Exactly. If the last digit of a number ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, then the number is an even number, and it's divisible by 2. Okay? So all even numbers are divisible by 2. That's a rule. That's a divisibility rule. Okay? Another one that's really simple and that you probably already know is the rule for 5. How do you know if a number is divisible by 5? Ben?
It ends in 0 or 5.
Yep. The number ends in a 0 or 5. So is the number 25 divisible by 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the number 30 divisible by 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, think about it. If you count by 5s, you start with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. So, class?
Yes.
Class?
Yes.
If the number ends in a 0 or a 5, then it's divisible by 5. Okay? Let's spend some time on the rule for 3. This one's a little bit more complicated, but it's not, it's pretty easy to understand. You just have to remember what to do. Okay? The rule is that if the sum of the digits can be divided by 3, that word is can. It's hard to read. Let me fix that.
Looks like sand.
Yeah. If the sum of the digits can be divided by 3, then the entire number can be divided by 3. Okay? So, for example, the number 189. Is that number divisible by 3?
Yes.
Yes, and how do you know? So, what you would do is find the sum of the digits. The sum of the digits would be 1 plus 8 plus 9. What's 1 plus 8 plus 9? Will? 18, right? And 18 is divisible by 3. So therefore, the number 189 is divisible by 3. Okay? So, you can check any number you want. Look at this one, 343. Is that divisible by 3?
No.
Okay, how would you know? David?
Because you add them up and it adds to 10, and then 10 divided by 3, there's no such thing as 3 times anything.
Yeah, 3 times, you can't do 3 times a number and get 10, or not 3 times a whole number anyway. And so 10 is not divisible by 3 evenly. 10 doesn't go into 3 without a remainder. Therefore, this number is not divisible by 3. It's not compatible with 3. We called those compatible numbers before. Ellie? You just add these numbers together. 3 plus 4 plus 3 equals 10. So 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 3 is 10. And that's the sum of these digits. The sum of these digits. The sum means that when you add these digits together, 3 plus 4 plus 3 equals 10. And so to find the sum of the digits, you just add up the digits. Okay? Let's look at this one. What's the sum of the digits of this? Is this number divisible by 3? Can we divide this number, oops, I'm sorry, not equals, not equals. Pay attention. Is this divisible by 3? What would you do? Explain what you would do. Find the sum of the digits. So add the digits together. Add the digits together. Everyone add the digits together. Good. Add the digits together. Add the digits together. So add 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. You do that. So what is the sum of the digits, Rachel? 16, right. 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. 5 plus 5 plus 6, which is 16. Is 16 divisible by 3?
No!
No. 16 divisible by 3 is like 5 remainder 1, isn't it? Or, if we did 16 divided by 3, it doesn't go in evenly. Stop. It doesn't go in evenly without a remainder. So this number, even though it ends in a 6, it's not divisible by 3. Okay? Now let's go back to our rule. The same rule applies to the number 9, except that when you add the digits, if the sum is divisible by 9, then the number is divisible by 9. Okay? If the sum of the digits is divisible by 9, then the number is divisible by 9. So is this number, 189, is that divisible by 9?
Yes, it is.
Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Is 189 divisible by 9? Tim?
Well,
The sum of the digits is 18. Is 18 divisible by 9? Yes. And therefore, 189 is divisible by 9. Let's try another one. Is this number divisible by 9? Is 16,432 divisible by 9? Can we divide this by 9? Add the digits, everyone. Add the digits. I'm going to ask you for the sum. Myra? So 1 plus 6 is?
7.
7 plus 4 is 11. Plus 3 is 14. Plus 2 is 16, right? So is that what you got? And is that divisible by 9?
No.
No. 9 does not go into 16. 9 goes into 18. Or 9 goes into 27 or 36 or 45. Those are all multiples of 9. So that's how you tell if a number is divisible by 9. You add the digits and then ask yourself, is that sum, is that number divisible by 9? Okay? Let's go back to our notes. How about the rule for 4? It says if the last 2 digits are divisible by 4, then the number is divisible by 4. So, let's take this same number.
No.
Quiet, please. Is this number divisible by 4?
Yeah.
Is this number divisible by 4? Adam?
Yes, it equals 4.
What equals 4?
The whole problem.
I mean, how do you know it's divisible by 4?
Because it's the same number, and when 16, 4 goes into 16 4 times.
Okay, the rule says that you take the last 2 digits, and if those 2 digits are divisible by 4, then the whole number is divisible by 4. So, are the last 2 digits divisible by 4? What's 32 divided by 4? 8. And since the last 2 digits are divisible by 4, then this whole number is divisible by 4. Okay?
You're right.
Yep.
You're really right.
You have a question, Colton? Yes.
Well, 16,000 or 1 and 2 divided by 4 is 8.
No, the last 2 digits of the number are divisible by 4.
So, is it the answer is 8?
No, the answer is that this number is divisible by 4. Okay?
So would you just put yes?
Yes, and then why? And then the reason. Okay?
And for this, I just put because it is divisible plus 4.
Because the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. Okay? Now, we know the numbers, the rules for 2 are even numbers, and the rule for 3 is if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. There's a rule then to tell whether or not a number is divisible by 6. So, break this down. Yep, there's more. The rule is that for 6, if the number is divisible by 2, so if it's even, and it's divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 6. So, for example, 252. Is that number divisible by 6? Well, here's how you tell. First of all, it is divisible by 2 because it's even. And then, if you add the digits, 2 plus 5 plus 2, you get 9. Is 9 divisible by 3?
Yeah.
Yes. That's divisible by 3. So therefore, this whole number, 252, is divisible by
6.
2 and 3, and therefore it's also divisible by 6. Okay? Is it divisible by 9? Is this number divisible by 9?
Yeah.
How do you know?
2 plus 5 is
Prove it. What's the reason, Sam?
Just because 2 plus 5 plus 2 equals 9, then 9 divided by 9 is just.
Good. Yep. So 2 plus 5 plus 2 is 9. 9 is divisible by 9. And therefore this number is divisible by 9. Is it divisible by 5? Trevor?
No, because it doesn't end in a 0 or 5.
Good. Is it divisible by 4? Is this number divisible by 4? How would you check? What's the rule for 4? Look back at the rule for 4. Look back at the rule for 4. Then raise your hand if you think this number is divisible by 4. How many of you think this number is divisible by 4? You think it is?
Yeah.
You don't know?
No, I don't.
Okay, Lainey.
Because we do 4 divided by 52.
Yep, 52 divided by 4.
What?
Because the last two digits, you use the last two digits to tell. And 4 goes into 52 13 times. Look. So if it goes into 52, then it goes into the whole number. So yes, this number is divisible by 4. So it's divisible by 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9. Isn't it? That's what we're going to do on the assignment. Yep. Is it divisible by 8? The rule for 8, listen, the rule for 8 is if the last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the entire number is divisible by 8. So look at this one. 533,664. You would not have to check this whole number. You can just check the last 3 digits. And look, the last 3 digits are divisible by 8. 8 goes into 66 8 times. Remainder 2. Bring down the 4. 8 goes into 24 3 times. So, is this number divisible by 8? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Because the last 3 digits are divisible by 8. How about this? 252, is that divisible by 8? How would you check that? You just have to do the division to check this one. So, I'll erase this. And do 252 divided by 8. 8 goes into 25 3 times. Remainder 1, bring down the 12. 8 goes in 12, 1 time. Remainder 4. So, is it divisible without a remainder?
No.
Nope, it's not divisible by 8. Okay? So, there's a lot of information here, but with these rules, you can check to see if a number is divisible by 2, 3, or 9, 5, 4, 6, and 8. Now, what do you think the rule for 10 is?
It's 10.
you think the rule for 10 is? Trevor?
It ends in a 0.
Yep. Any number that ends in 0 is divisible by 10. What if it ends in 2 zeros? Is it divisible by 10?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. It still ends in 0. Exactly. So your assignment is on page 88. And I want you to do, let's see, which page?
I
1 through, let's do 1 through 20.
all.
Yep. 1 through 20, all. Nope, listing the numbers that it's divisible by.
That's all we have.